Hello everyone, welcome to my second live stream. Um, Welcome everyone to my second ever live stream. I'm Bryce Pace, an autism advocate, blogger and a speaker. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment in the live chat and I'll attempt to answer it. I'd like to first of all take this opportunity to welcome those of you who are new to this page. I was stunned to see how many new followers there are. It is incredible, as over the past 3 days I've gone from 95 likes to 119. So welcome. During this live stream, feel free to follow me on my other socials, which are Twitter, LinkedIn, and don't forget to check out my YouTube channel. You can also follow me from my website, Bryce Pace, autismadvocate.wordpress.com. Okay, so if there's any questions, I am happy to take them for the full hour, so I'll be on here until 4:30. So if there's any questions, you can type them into the comments section. Okay, so while we wait for that, I guess I can go through a bit of news from all about me. So on Wednesday, you may have heard that I had the pleasure of winning the Emerging Leader Award at the Victorian Disability Awards. So that was really impressive. I was not actually expecting that. There's so many other people there that deserved the award just as much as I did, and I'd like to thank all the other nominees and finalists for all the work that they do it's changed the stigma around disability. And I encourage all of you, if any of you are watching, to keep going with the work that you're doing, because it is much appreciated by the community. Also, another thing is in October, I will be speaking at the ACOS conference, national conference. So that's October 25th. I am booked to speak on, and that I'll be in the workshop to been advocating that. I can't remember the name of it exactly at the top of my head. But yeah, you can see me there. It's actually a 2-day event, so it starts on the 24th of October and finishes on the 25th. And it focuses on envisioning the future of Australia in 2030. So it should be very interesting. I had a look at the schedule, and I would say definitely go to it. Go to as many of the workshops as you can, because there's brilliant speakers that are attending the ACOS conference in October. So if there's any questions that you may have, can you please put them in the live chat, and I'll try and answer them during this hour. Also, during this stream, I'd like to get some of your feedback, so I might be asking you guys some questions, just to get a bit of an idea of other things I can do to make this page and all my socials a bit more useful for you guys. So first of all, something that I've been thinking of is because I sort of need money. I am completely broke at the moment, so I've been trying to think of ways to start earning money other than through speaking. So there's an idea that I came up with, which was to set up a Patreon page. For those of you that don't know what Patreon is, it's pretty much a website that's dedicated to creators to essentially earn money through people like you guys signing up and basically subscribing to the page, and you get rewards. So what I'm asking is if you guys are interested in that sort of thing, so that would mean that you get a monthly subscription. I'm pretty sure you will pay me once a month a particular amount, and whatever that particular amount is, for example, I don't know, $1, that $1 a month will get you some sort of reward. And in the way of rewards, I'm open to know what sort of rewards you're also into. So if you can also maybe tell me that would be also very useful. And that money will pretty much just go towards running my page and making sure that I can get all the expenses paid in that. Because it turns out that it costs quite a bit of money to advocate. So anyway, if there's any other questions, any questions whatsoever, it can be about anything. It could even be just as simple as, what's my favorite color? I'm happy to answer them. As this stream is completely about you guys asking any questions, and I'll try and answer as many as I can within this hour. And also feel free to follow me on my other socials. You can follow me on Twitter, LinkedIn, and also you can also follow me on my Facebook page. Not my Facebook page, sorry. My website, which is Bryce Pace, autismadvocate.wordpress.com. And you can follow basically all my content from there. And feel free to also share this around your networks, share it with your friends and that. Make sure that everyone knows about this, because it'd be brilliant to get some more people on here. Also, if you want to see this full thing, I don't know if you can actually go. I'm pretty sure you can actually go back. I don't know if you can scroll back, but if you can't, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Yes, I also have a YouTube channel. I'm very tech savvy. So for the fact I can't actually live stream on there, but it will be uploaded on there afterwards. And on that YouTube channel, you can also view some of my other videos that I've made, including my last live stream, which was my first, so it wasn't the best. There was quite a lot of things that went wrong, but I am much more prepared this time. So, another thing I'd like to ask about is to do with my YouTube channel, actually. I was just wondering what kind of content do you guys want to see on it? So at the moment, I've got 3 videos on there. One of them is my live stream. Then trying to remember my other ones. One's of my first talk. Again, wasn't really good. And another one was like a submission thing to a film contest I entered. I didn't win either. I'd like to see what other content do you want to see on there. For example, vlogs of, I don't know, daily life of an autism advocate, or maybe something to do with misconceptions of autism. Because I would really like to put more on that page and make sure that it's entertaining for you guys and also useful for you, in way of also advocating for acceptance and inclusion, as that's what pretty much I'm all about. So anyway, if there's any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments section. I will be answering as many as I can through this hour, so I'll be on until 4:30 to answer any questions you may have about me, about my work, about autism, just anything. And I'd love to talk to you guys as well, as that's sort of one of my main highlights of being an advocate, is being able to talk to you guys. So yeah. That would be brilliant. So yeah. Actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna go off screen for a bit, because I have just remembered there was a few questions that I did not get around to answering in my last live stream, and I forgot to bring them with me from my room back there. So I might go off screen for a little bit, but I'll be right back, and maybe I'll give you some ideas of some questions that you guys can also ask. So bear with me. See if I can find it. Here we are. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so there's 2 questions on here. So this is from last time. So was speaking and advocating your dream job? Okay, so originally I did not actually expect me to become a speaker and an advocate, that sort of thing. So technically it wasn't my dream job originally. I actually wanted, right back when I was a little kid, I wanted to actually be a builder. I loved watching Bob the Builder. It was like, he was my hero, I guess you could say, even though it was a cartoon. Then I went from that to early last, no, I went from building, me wanting to be a builder, to me being wanting to be a carpenter. Because I was interested in that. My grandfather was a carpenter back in his day. Then went from there to early last year. I wanted to be an architect, because I found out that I was really good at drawing, and that was just really good at drawing buildings, and that's where I got that idea from. And then from there, April 10th last year, that's when I put up my first Facebook post. That's when I put up my first blog post. I sort of consider it as my first one. That sort of changed everything, because from there, that's when I saw that my story could actually change people's perceptions of autism and of the world. So that's when sort of I started to become an advocate. And from there, I guess it did sort of become my dream job to be a speaker and advocate. Because I just think I quite like it. It's quite a lot of fun, and I am actually making real change in this world, and it's incredible to think about that. Okay, so the second question I've got on here, again from last stream. So if you've got any questions, any burning questions in your mind, please feel free to put them in the live chat, and I would answer them. So when did you find out you were on the spectrum? So I was actually at the age of 9. That's when I was diagnosed with autism, and that's sort of where my life story kind of starts, with all my posts and that. So I was diagnosed with autism at the age of 9. From there, my primary school didn't take that very well. They sort of taught me to really feel like I needed to hide my identity and all that. Hi, Lisa. So Lisa just asked, how do I help my son believe he is smarter than he thinks he is? He is very negative and thinks that gaming is all he is good at. Yeah, so that's a difficult one to answer. I guess it depends again on the sorts of games he plays as well. He could actually use the gaming possibly to say that he's actually pretty smart. For example, because a lot of gaming, I know at Broward College we actually have a program that's completely dedicated to gaming in the way of learning. So they actually use stuff like virtual reality. It's actually in the newspaper and Standard. There's an article about it. They use virtual reality to teach lessons. So teach English and all that. Then there's also, again, at Brow, we're using Minecraft for maths and SOS and that. Because there's quite a lot of maths and that involved in Minecraft. Each block is a meter by a meter in diameter. So it's quite accurate if you want to build stuff. So you can actually use that, and just think about what sort of games he likes playing, and I don't know, point out some of the things in there that actually proves that he's actually smarter than what he thinks. And also, if gaming is his thing, then okay. maybe make a bit of a career out of that in the future as well. But yeah, I think that's probably the best way I could say that. I could answer that. But I guess just mostly about believing. It's all about believing that you can actually do stuff and you are smart enough to do things. Yeah, no problem, Lisa. So also feel free to share this with your friends and make sure everyone knows that I'm online at the moment. I'm live until 4:30 to answer anyone's questions. This is to celebrate me reaching over 100 Facebook page likes. It is amazing. Over the last 3 days, I went from 95 people following my Facebook page to 119. 3 days. That's massive. And I'd like to thank everyone for that. Also, I'd like to thank everyone for pretty much believing in me. For those of you who've been with me from the very beginning, you've been a big help. Way of helping me learn a bit more about myself, because I've learned quite a bit about myself since I started being an advocate in that. I've learned how to push myself more and more. And I've learned that my limit, it's actually quite big, I guess you could say. So yeah, thank you for that. So I might go back to some of the other bits and pieces I've got written down here. So again, I've got another article in the Connect magazine. So if you're not familiar with the Connect magazine, the Connect magazine it's about showing student voice and student agency in it's actually showing it in practice, I guess you'd say. So it's got a heap of articles from students, teachers, other educators, that sort of thing. And I've got an article in there about recharge rooms. So that article is about pretty much, it's all about the recharge room that I was happy to see being installed at the Vic SRC Congress this year. That idea was to make the event more inclusive to basically everyone, and so it's all about the articles about that and how a recharge room could possibly be incorporated into similar events, into conferences all over the place. And I'm definitely going to suggest putting recharge rooms definitely in other conferences to whoever's organizing a conference and that, because I found out at Congress that it's not just good for those of us who are on the autism spectrum. At Congress, it was used by a lot of neurotypicals as well that felt like they just needed time to themselves in a quiet space, quiet controlled space. So definitely check that out. There is a link on my page a bit further down. I could also probably find it and put it in the chat if you want to find that. And I do recommend to definitely subscribe to the magazine. It's the editor is sort of I guess you could call good friend of mine in a way. So Roger Hodsworth, who is a critical friend to the Victorian Student Representative Council, which of course I was on from 2016 to July this year. And yeah, we still keep in touch with that sort of thing. Again, something that I would also like to ask you guys is, as you may have noticed, I haven't actually written many blog posts over the past few months. That's mostly because I'm kind of out of ideas. So if you have any ideas of topics that I could touch on, that would be very helpful of you to maybe tell me in the comments or something along those lines. Along that, also again with my YouTube channel, if you've got any ideas of what sort of content I could put up there, that would help you guys. Okay, so I'm actually out of news. I was expecting a few more people to turn up than this, and was expecting to have quite a few more questions. So again, if you're able to share this to any of your friends or relatives, yeah, feel free to do so. So I am here to answer any questions you may have. I've already answered 2 from my previous stream that I was not able to answer. I didn't see them, I don't think, or something like that. I am just at the moment advertising myself a little bit more. So yeah, what else could I talk about? So again, with the Emerging Leader Award, so yeah, the one that I won on Wednesday, that was amazing. Still can't get over that I actually won that. That was a really good day. So I didn't really do much of a vlog post on that, mostly because I was doing it on the way back on the train, and I was extremely tired because I was overstimulated with everything that went on, the loud music they had and all this everything. But also another opportunity I had on Wednesday was to actually do a onstage interview with the MC. So that was really cool. I was able to talk a bit about me and what I do, and I was also able to crack a few jokes here and there, make the audience laugh because they seemed really bored by the time they got up to me. But yeah, that was brilliant day out. So the next time I'm in Melbourne will be, so far, it will be in October. It's October 25th. Yep. Sorry, I'm a little bit quiet, but there's currently no one on the stream, and I'm trying to just advertise myself a little bit more, advertise that this is on, that I'm open to any questions. It turns out I didn't have enough news for an hour. That I did. I was expecting a lot more people on this stream than what I have had. But anyway, if you guys on YouTube that are watching this, if you guys have any questions, I will be happy to answer them as well if you put them in the comments. Obviously, it won't be live because you're not watching this live, but I'm still happy to answer them after the stream is done. But those of you who are watching on Facebook, please feel free to put your questions in the comments. I'll happily answer them. I've already done all my news points and all that while I was waiting. So I'm on here for another 30 or so minutes. And it would be great to see if maybe a few more people could turn up. So if you guys want to advertise this on your pages or whatever, to your networks, that would be helpful. I've answered 3 questions so far. So if you didn't get them, you can also watch this after the stream is done. So this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. And it would also live on my Facebook page permanently. You can also follow me on Twitter and also LinkedIn. And don't forget about my website as well, Bryce Pace, autismadvocate.wordpress.com. So hello everyone who's just joined. I'm in the process of waiting for more questions. Kind of out of questions at the moment. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments section below. I have already answered a question from Lisa, which was about how she could help, how I could help her son believe he was smarter than he thinks he is. So that was, I guess, that was an interesting question. So if you have any other questions, it could be as random as asking me what my favorite color is, or I don't know, favorite animal, something like that. Or it could be something about, I don't know, what I do. I've been an advocate, a speaker. It could be about, I don't know, what's my weirdest, I don't know, event that I've been to or something like that. I can't think of anything at the top of my head. But I'm on here until 4:30. So please feel free to ask any questions so this stream doesn't seem extremely boring. Doesn't seem to be, because the stream doesn't seem to be too successful at the moment. still don't have anything. Alright, I thought I was prepared enough with a heap of things asking that, but while we wait, if you guys haven't already heard, I've already asked a few questions to anyone watching, and that was about me possibly setting up a Patreon page. So a Patreon page pretty much is about where somewhere that you guys can subscribe, so you can pay me, and so I can earn a bit of money. But you guys can also get some exclusive rewards. So what I'm thinking is pretty much what I'm asking is if you guys would be interested in this sort of thing, and if so, what kinds of rewards would you be interested in getting? So some things I've already thought up was maybe a bi-monthly newsletter for some, I don't know, what's happening in my life, and maybe a few articles in that I found which are pretty cool, things I recommend. Another thing so if you guys have anything like that, any ideas, you can also put them in the comments. I'm open to pretty much anything. Another thing that I have asked is still my YouTube channel. So if you're not aware, I have a YouTube channel. And I was just wondering, because there's only like 3 videos on there and they're not really the most interesting, I was wondering what sort of other content, what sort of videos you want to see. So other ideas I thought of is like vlogs, so videos of maybe, I don't know, me going to a conference or something like that, so you get sort of a feel of what things are like from my point of view when I go to conferences and I speak. Then there's also another one that I thought of at the top of my head, which was some sort of like misconception video. So I maybe explain some of the misconceptions of people on the autism spectrum, and I talk about the reality. I know that has been done 1,000 times, but I think it'd be fun to probably make. So if you think that those videos may be good, or if you have any other suggestions, you can also put them in the comments section. And again, if you guys may have noticed that over the past few months, I haven't really done many proper blog posts. That's mostly because I can't think of any topics at the top of my head. So if you guys have any ideas of what topics that you guys want to see and read about, also put that in the comments. So yeah, I'm still working on getting more people on. Okay, I'm pretty much resorting to last resort, going into some like other groups and that on Facebook to ask if anyone's interested. So I'm not going to be on for much longer. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I still don't see any new questions. I'm on here purely to answer you guys' questions, so it sort of defeats the purpose if I'm not receiving any more than the one question I received from Lisa. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have. I'm only on here until 4:30, so get your questions in while I'm still on here. I know last live stream I did, there was quite a few interesting questions that I was answering. One of them was about fidget spinners. Then we talked a bit about politics here and there. Because what stream would be complete without conversation about politics? So if you're interested at all with in knowing anything about me, about my work, I know about autism, feel free to answer. Nothing's off limits. Well, of course, some stuff is, but not much. I don't know, maybe you guys want to find out a bit more about what it was like for me on Wednesday, or I don't know, where I got my inspiration from speaking. So yeah, I'm gonna stay on here until 4:30, and if I don't get any questions by then, I will have to end this. But I am still happy to answer any questions after the stream is finished. All you have to do is contact me, so you can private message me on Facebook, you can private message me through Twitter. You can also email me at bryce.pace.autism.advocate@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have. I'm also open to any speaking engagements, and even if you're interested in featuring one of my articles, I'm also happy to do that. You can actually see examples of You can see all my articles and that I've written, and other websites that I actually feature on my website, which is Bryce Pace, autismadvocate.wordpress.com, and you go to the useful links page, and all of them are on there. So I've got a few interesting new articles in that. The articles, all the articles I feature in that I've written are right down. If you scroll right down to the bottom. However, the websites that I feature on, they're just in the list, the general list above that, and I've got quite a lot of useful, cool links there. Various websites and that. One of them was actually Autistic Blogs, and that one is actually a very cool website, as it actually shows all the blogs written by autistic people. So I'm just on there now. See if I can find. Yeah, so actually Autistic Blogs is a list of blogs written by people on the autism spectrum. Their goal is to assemble the most complete possible list of autistic blogs. And I've been on there, and it's an endless list. It's so large. I haven't had a chance to go through all the blogs and check them out, but the website for that is actually an autismmobserver.wordpress.com. So that's ANAUTISMOBSERVER.wordpress.com. So that has a massive list of all blogs written by people on the autism spectrum. Then there's a few other websites I got on there, so I definitely recommend that you go to the useful links page on my website. I continuously put new content on there, useful websites that I find and recommend to you guys. And there's also articles that I've written or people have written about me. So I've got all my newspaper articles on there. Then I've also got my Connect articles. That's also where you can find a link to my YouTube channel. While you're on my website, you can also check out my story. And so that's especially, I talk about my full story, so from when I was diagnosed right up until present day. That just talks about pretty much everything that I was involved with, and it talks a bit about me and gets you guys to find, used to basically me, I guess, and find out a bit about what I'm interested in and all that. And in the way of speaking in that, I am available to speak on various topics. So some of the topics is my I Can story. So this talk is about some of the challenges I have faced as a person on the autism spectrum and how I got where I am today. I actually recommend that talk if you're looking to inspire or motivate your students or your guests. So I am actually available to speak at schools. I'm available to speak at any other events that are on. I am happy to even talk to scout groups, guiding groups, and to find out get a quote and find out the price if I want to charge you. You can find that information via emailing me. So there's a few other topics I can speak on as well. There's student voice. And so that I pretty much talk about what student voice is, first of all, because not everyone knows. Hard to believe that, but still is kind of a new concept. And so some of the ways how to have your voice heard if you're a student, and also about the power of student voice, because when you're a student, most people don't think that as a student you have power to make real change, but the reality is you do, because without you, a school is nothing. Without a student, the school is just an empty building, empty, quiet building with no purpose. So, if you're a student, you do have the right to have to voice your opinions of how the school should run and what should be at the school, what should be offered at the school. And I was sort of kind of lucky to go to Brow College, as it's extremely student orientated. If you have any ideas of things to bring up and that, of what to be offered there, right down to the uniform, students can choose. Students have the option to go to the principal and go to the vice principal, that sort of thing, and voice their opinions of it, and it has made real change. Another topic that I can also speak on is the Rethink on Autism. So that's actually, you can actually find an example of that talk on my YouTube channel, which is Why We Need a Rethink on Autism, I think it was called. So that talk, I explained the rethink of autism, what it looks like, and why we need it. But I do have to warn you, in that video and also this talk, it does have content and topics of suicide and bullying. So I don't know if that's a bit too hard for you to listen to, then maybe it's not the best thing. But it highlights the reality of what people on the autism spectrum feel, and what it is like to be on the autism spectrum today. Because it's not good. At the moment, we make up most of the unemployment rate in Australia. Because most of us, it's not that we're not skilled enough, it's a mixture between the misconceptions of autism and the stigma around autism, and us being too scared to actually go out and get a job. Because going to a job interview, it is really nerve-wracking, because when you go into a room, it's not just into the interview room. You're not just there thinking about, I'm sitting in front of possible employers. You're also thinking about, do they know I'm on the autism spectrum? Are they going to hire me just because they feel sorry for me being on the spectrum? Or aren't they going to hire me at all because I'm on the autism spectrum? These thoughts run through your head. I know they run through my head whenever I went through a job interview. And we shouldn't be thinking about that sort of stuff. We shouldn't have to. We should be accepted and included just like everyone else. We have the same rights and the same, we have the same rights and the same needs as everyone else. We need money. We need an income just like everyone else to survive. So that's kind of I sort of went on a bit of a rant there. But if you have any questions, please feel free to put them on. I'll be leaving in about 3 or so minutes. So please put in your questions while I am still live on Facebook. But if you do miss out on submitting your question now, I am happy to answer any questions anytime. Just feel free to contact me. On my website, you can just click on you can click on the Contact Me tab, or otherwise you can private message me on Facebook, Twitter. Then you can also email me at bryce.pace.autism.advocate@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to answer any questions or queries you may have. At the moment is a very exciting time for me, as I get more and more jobs here and there, and I get to speak to some amazing people. There's only a couple minutes left. What I might do actually is I've got to quite quickly get up again. I'm so apologise for this. I've just forgotten so many things. Okay, I'm back. I so apologise. I am not very good at that, but I'm only on here for about a minute or two more, so if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments while I'm still online, while I'm still live. So again, I guess I better sign off now. It is 4:29. So that's all we have time for at the moment. If I didn't get to your question, feel free to contact me. Make sure you follow me on my other socials, which are Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube, where this stream will be uploaded, despite how boring it may have been because I didn't get many questions. But you can also follow me by going to my website, Bryce Pace, autismadvocate.wordpress.com. So that's Bryce Pace, Autism Advocate. That's all one word, lowercase letters. .wordpress. So that's WORDPRESS.com. So I'll once again like to thank everyone for your support. Thanks for watching. I guess I'll see you in the next stream. So I'd actually like to finish the stream by showing you the award that I actually got on Wednesday. So this is kind of what it looked like. If you can see it. So yeah, it looks quite impressive. It's quite big. There we are. So yeah, that's what I sort of received. And people always ask me what I won, and I actually won a bit of pottery, so a bit of ceramics. So I won a ceramic bowl and a ceramic mug to go with that. So they've gone for the more sentimental value sort of thing, which I quite like. It's something different and unique. But yeah, again, I would like to welcome everyone new to my Facebook page. And I guess I will see you all in the next stream, whenever that will be. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to, comment them in the comments below even, or just contact me. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can also put it in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them. Maybe I'll do a video next time or something like that, do with all the comments that I got on my YouTube channel. But yeah, thanks for watching, all those who did actually come along and watch, and I will see you in the next stream or the next video, or maybe at an event near you. Thank you. See ya.